3 a.m. The sky is still completely black, and she's already awake. Not because of an alarm clock, but because of a market that happens only once every 7 days, on a different day each week. Sounds impossible, right? I thought so too, until I finally understood how it works. Welcome to Lung Phin Market, one of the strangest and most beautiful markets I've ever seen in Vietnam. Stay with me for the next 20 minutes, and I'll show you why an entire community organizes its rhythm of life around a single market day.
We're in the Dong Van Karst Plateau, Tuyên Quang Province, a place whose name alone is enough to spark curiosity. Dong Van Ancient Town, Lung Cu Peak, terraced rice fields, brilliant yellow mustard flowers, and the buckwheat blossom season that transforms the mountains into something almost dreamlike. But today, I'm not here for the scenery. I'm here for something else, a highland market. And if you're lucky enough to arrive on exactly the right day, I can promise you one thing: you won't be able to resist stepping into this explosion of color.
This is Giang Thi Kia, who lives in Lung Phin Commune, together with her daughter-in-law, Tao TC. And they've been awake since 3 a.m., all because today is market day. Kia is preparing 2 types of sticky rice, plain white sticky rice and purple sticky rice, naturally dyed with leaves that give it this beautiful pinkish-purple color. The rice itself is upland glutinous rice, grown high in the mountains. Because of the cold climate, the grains become unusually firm, fragrant, and chewy. Sitting beside the flickering fire, I can see the years of hard work written across this woman's face. This isn't something she does once in a while. This is a rhythm repeated throughout her entire life.
Beside her, her daughter-in-law prepares highland mustard greens, another staple of the mountains. For generations, Hmong families here have depended heavily on 2 crops to survive in a landscape dominated by rock: corn and mustard greens. The sticky rice is finally ready. It's packed into a woven basket, and this will provide one of the family's main sources of income at today's market. The sky is still barely beginning to brighten when the 2 women start walking. One carries the sticky rice, the other carries a basket of local greens. The journey from their home to Lung Phin Market is about 2 kilometers on foot, across mountainous terrain. Along the way, They meet neighbors heading to the same place. Soon, the quiet mountain road fills with conversation and laughter. Maybe talking is simply the best way to forget how heavy the baskets are. I've heard people describe Hmong women as incredibly hardworking and resilient. Today, I'm seeing it with my own eyes.
I also have the chance to speak with Professor Hwang Chung, who helps me understand what these mountain markets really mean. When people hear the word market, they think only about buying and selling food or goods. But that isn't all. The market is actually a meeting point of culture. Different groups, generations, and social backgrounds all come together. They trade, of course, but they also come to experience and participate in culture. That completely changes the way I think about the word market. Where I grew up, a market was simply somewhere you went to buy food. Here, it's an entire social ecosystem. And now we come to the part I promised to explain at the beginning. Lung Phin Market has a very unusual schedule. The market day moves backward. What does that mean? If the market happens on Sunday this week, next week it happens on Saturday. The week after that, Friday, then Thursday, then Wednesday, and so on. Every week, market day moves back by one day.
If you're from a Western country where life is organized around predictable routines, like Monday to Friday, this is exactly the kind of calendar that will scramble your brain for the first few minutes. Professor Cheong explains something else. People don't dress casually when they come to market. On market day, they wear their beautiful clothes, often with elaborate embroidery. The market is not considered a dirty or ordinary place. It is a place to gather, meet people, and share culture. From the mountains above, from the valleys below, streams of people begin flowing toward the market. And suddenly, a place that is normally filled only with the sound of chickens and distant bamboo flutes becomes alive with voices. The goods here are incredibly varied. Most of them come directly from the mountains or from what people produce themselves: soybeans, vegetables, and especially corn liquor.
Here's something interesting. People in the highlands sometimes cook soup using sprouted soybeans, which is very different from the mung bean sprouts commonly eaten in lowland Vietnam. If you've never tried it before, the flavor will probably surprise you. And then there are the Hmong women. Look at these traditional outfits. Bright colors, intricate embroidery, beautiful skirts. But look even closer at their faces. Those smiles tell you everything. They didn't come here only to sell things. They came because they've been waiting all week to see people again.
When people think of the Dong Van Karst Plateau, they immediately imagine jagged gray limestone and corn plants somehow growing from tiny cracks between the rocks. Corn here isn't only food, it also becomes one of the region's most famous drinks, corn liquor. Every container comes with a small spoon so customers can taste before buying. A warning, if you walk through the entire alcohol section and sample every stall, you may be drunk before you actually purchase anything. The liquor is made from local corn and fermented using traditional herbal yeast. The result is slightly sweet, aromatic, and unmistakably Highland. But here's what made me stop and watch for much longer. Selling corn liquor doesn't necessarily bring the vendors much profit. For many people, the liquor is almost an excuse to meet old friends, to sit down, to talk.
Men and women may remain at the market until late afternoon, not because they have nothing else to do, but because relationships matter, trust matters, and corn liquor becomes the bridge between long conversations that only happen once a week. As I walk toward the far end of the market, the atmosphere changes completely. This is the livestock section, cattle and local black pigs. A young Hmong man has just bought a cow he clearly loves. The smile on his face says everything. Nearby, a woman finishes a fierce round of bargaining and finally sells her pig at a price she's happy with. Negotiating here is an art form, and I have absolutely no chance of joining in unless I learn the local language first. And now, the moment I've been waiting for. Thang Ko. One of the most iconic dishes of the Northern Highlands. Traditionally, it is prepared using meat and organ meats together with a mixture of aromatic herbs and spices. The result is a flavor unlike almost anything else you'll find in the world.
People gather around the steaming pot, eating, drinking corn liquor, telling stories, laughing. A bowl of food becomes a reason to stay another hour, and another, and another. There's another interesting cultural reversal here. For mountain communities, dishes that people in Vietnamese cities consider everyday food, like pho or bún noodles, can actually feel special. Because at home, daily meals may be far simpler. Rice, porridge, cassava, boiled sweet potatoes. So going to market becomes a chance to eat something different. This is exactly the kind of street food I always look for when traveling. Not necessarily perfect in presentation, not designed for Instagram, but carrying an entire cultural story in every spoonful. Now, let's go back to Kia, the woman I started following at 3 a.m. By now, almost all of her fragrant sticky rice has been sold. And there's something special about this upland glutinous rice. Even after sitting for hours, it stays soft. It doesn't harden easily. Another market day is slowly coming to an end, and I already know what will happen next. In just a few days, according to that strange backward-moving schedule, Kia will wake up at 3 a.m. again. Another fire, another basket, another journey down the mountain. Lung Phin Market, like so many traditional highland markets of the old Hajong region, now part of Tuyên Quang Province, has existed for so long that nobody seems to know exactly when it began. But what it represents is much more important than its age. It is a miniature version of an entire way of life. The things people grow, the things they raise, the things they make with their own hands, and the extraordinary persistence required to survive in one of Vietnam's harshest mountain environments.
Life here is changing. The market is changing too. But there is one thing I hope never disappears: the simple, honest beauty of these highland gatherings, where going to market isn't really about shopping, it's about living. If this video makes you want to grab a backpack and come here yourself, hit like, subscribe, and leave Lung Phin in the comments below. A love market. I'll see you in the next video.